What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Happy May 1st, 2022. How we doing on this May 1st? How we doing on this beautiful Sunday, at least out here in St. Louis? It is very beautiful outside. But yeah, we are back. We are doing my monthly kind of roundup of new releases coming to movies, coming to your streaming platforms, your Netflixes, your Hulus, your HBO Maxes, your Disney Plus, and what have you. And it's having a good time. This is something I've been doing on the channel for literally since day one. So this is like the most fun thing I do every single month, highlighting all these new releases, to give you guys an idea of what's coming out, of course, but also letting you know what to expect on the channel as far as reviews go for movies and shows and what have you. So that's what we're doing today, and I am so excited to be here because we got some pretty big stuff to talk about in today's live discussion. And again, if for those, we got 18 people watching live, I appreciate every single one of you all stopping by, showing some love. It's always a fun time to interact with you all. So if you can do me a favor before we get into today's discussion, I'll say hi to everyone in the chat. Make sure you're liking this video. It really helps out the algorithm. It really pushes this video out to more people to get, to join the community, join the fun that we have over here at Movie Files. So definitely give the video a thumbs up, and as well as share this video. If you all have any other, social media platforms, your Instagrams, your Twitters of the world, if you want to share those, you don't have to, but if you would, if you know other people, family and friends that love movies and shows like we do, and if you think they will be, into these type of conversations, we'll definitely share it on your social media platforms. And of course, the live chat. We're doing this live. I love interacting with you all in real time. So let me know what new movie we're going to be discussing, what new show we'll be discussing that you all excited for. And if I missed something, let me know in a live chat. What movie or show that I might not highlight in today's discussion, let me know which one you're excited for, and let's have a fun time. And of course, everyone watching the replay, gang, we love you. We appreciate you. If you can do the same, that'll be greatly appreciated. So with all that being said, let me say what's up to everyone in the chat and see how everyone's doing. We got Meg in the building. How we doing? Hope you're doing well. We got Vera Morris. How we doing? Good afternoon to you, Anderson. Good afternoon. We got David in the building. What's going on, David? We got my man D Movie Man. Can't wait to hear us. Yeah, we got some good stuff to talk about, D Movie Man. And shout out to you, and shout out to everyone in the chat that joined. That's joining live and here to talk about some new releases. So, with all that being said, I guess we'll just kind of jump right into it. And again, just to give you all this a quick little run through, this is our monthly roundup where we go over all the new releases coming out for that particular month, which in this case, it is May 1st. And we got some, this is so crazy thinking about May of last year compared to May of this year. Night and day, right? As far as the obviously the state of the world is much better. Still some things, still not 100% recovering from all the last few years, but things are getting better for sure. Movies are out now, productions are in full effect, so we can definitely have some entertainment to look forward to for the month of May, for theaters, for streaming services, and much more. And that's what we're going to be going over today. And like I said, I'm going to be highlighting things that kind of caught my attention, highlighting things that you all can expect to be reviewed on the channel, and then of course, there's a million and one things coming out every single month. So if I happen to miss a movie or show that you all are excited for, just drop in the chat. Maybe let me know what it's about, and we'll kind of go from there. So with all that being said, let's talk about some movies coming to the big screen, coming to the theaters May of 22. And I think the big one that we all know is coming out this week, actually, which is so crazy because I feel like it was just like promoted just recently, and it's the promotion's a little bit too much for me, if you ask me. And then we're talking about the one and only Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I can't believe this is here. This has been talked about for so many years, and now it is finally coming to the big screen this week, this Friday. For some people, it'll be, I think they're doing fan screenings on Wednesday. There's, of course, your Thursday showings, and then, of course, Friday and over the weekend. But thankfully for the awesome community that we built here at Movie Files for the last few years, I have had the opportunity to meet different people, interact with different people, network or what have you. And I'll be seeing it tomorrow, actually, on Monday, May 2nd. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the protocol is I'll be seeing it Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time, And then I believe you can do your social media, like Twitter, reaction at 11 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. And then review embargo, I want to say, is Tuesday at 8 p.m. So you'll see a drone, a whole bunch of content creators like myself dropping spoiler-free reviews that Tuesday night. And then probably, as far as like content to look for, as far as Doctor Strange goes, on Movie Files, movie review Tuesday, probably a spoiler review Thursday or Friday, maybe Friday. And then I plan on gathering up my homies that we do our live streams with every Wednesday, Amanda and Chris, and maybe another guest or two, doing like a live discussion, as we do with a lot of these Marvel and DC movies that we've done in the last year or so. We'll probably come together on a Saturday, maybe a Sunday, and have a live stream discussion talking about all the craziness, all the madness that we're getting in this film. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But let's talk about this film here, because this is a big film, and I'm pretty excited for it. If you all know me, you know I'm not the biggest Doctor Strange fan, and not from a comic book perspective, but from an MCU perspective. Not to beat this drum again, but his film to me, not that great. He was like one of the most least interesting characters for me in his own film. And then as far as like what I did like from Doctor Strange, Infinity War, my man was a goat. He was killing it, doing his whole, boom, 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 going against Thanos or what have you. That was fun. His interactions with Spider-Man and Iron Man, that stuff was fun. A little cameo in Thor Ragnarok didn't hurt anybody. It wasn't exciting, was it non-exciting? It was just whatever. And then Endgame, he was literally just holding a body of water for the whole film. But Infinity War, Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange, for part of my dog who's getting comfortable in this little setup there, making the loudest noises in the world. Infinity War, Doctor Strange, and What If Doctor Strange are my two favorite versions of Doctor Strange in the MCU. So this film has a uphill climb for me to really kind of appreciate what Doctor Strange has to offer. So that's the big thing I'm looking forward to. Number one is what Doctor Strange will deliver, as far as, me as not being the biggest fan. I hope that I could maybe become a Doctor Strange fan. Like I know a lot of you all are out there. And again, I can understand. Let me get this dog to stop making it loud, because it is very loud. My mistake. So we are Doctor Strange. Yes, going back to it. I hope to really become a fan of this character. I think I hope that his power scaling is a little bit more consistent, because one of my faults with this character in the most recent film, in No Way Home, yeah, they kind of dumbed him down just to, obviously suit the narrative that Doctor Strange and Peter Parker figured out his mirror dimension, which to me was just next level of like kind of like I said, dumbing down the character, watering down the character to kind of, again, another long speech. I feel like the MCU has some inconsistent power scaling, to say the least. But neither here nor there. We're still talking about the excitement level. I hope that Doctor Strange can do some badass things. I hope that he has a good arc. I hope that he has some really good developments, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do with that character, as well as this cast, man. I mean, you got your American Chavez's of the world, which will making her first MCU debut. Of course, we have the Sorcerer Supreme himself in Wong, and then of course, and we'll talk about her in a second, because I think she's going to steal the movie, Wanda Maximoff. So again, I'm hoping to get more of this relationship here, see the dynamic between Wong and Doctor Strange, and see how, the whole power dynamic between Wong now being the Sorcerer Supreme, how Strange feels about that, how Strange feels about being blipped for 5 years, his coming back into reality, the circumstances of No Way Home, and obviously all the different things that he's went through in his time in the MCU. And then of course, another thing that I'm very excited for, the visuals, the supernatural, the horror elements that Sam Raimi will be bringing to this franchise. Much needed in the MCU is the supernatural horror elements, and I'm really excited to see what Sam Raimi is going to be doing with this franchise, because some of the videos I've seen in regards to him talking about behind the scenes, he recently said the other day that Kevin Feige, he came in there, was like, Kevin, I need 3 storyboard artists, I need, 10 animators, this, that, and the other. Kevin Feige said, I'm going to double that, Sam. And Sam was like, wow, this is so much different from when I did, the Spider-Man trilogy, as far as, creative freedom. So it's so great to hear that he was able to just fully unleash, to a certain extent, right? He can't go full Sam Raimi, Evil Dead, gore, horror, and all that stuff. But I think we're going to get some really good Sam Raimi sensibilities in this film, and particularly in the horror realm, which I'm really excited to see all that stuff, as well as the magic, the new characters, the variant versions of the characters, as you all can see on the screen now, with a variant version of Doctor Strange. Obviously, we're going to see multiple Wandas. But another character I'm really excited to kind of meet, and I'm not too familiar with her from the comics, and that's America Chavez. Now she is very similar to Miss Marvel, kind of a fairly new character in the Marvel comics. I want to say maybe no more than what 5 7 years old as far as her iterations in the comic book run. And I'm not too familiar with her. I'm not too familiar with this young actress. I think this is her first big role, which is exciting. But from what I do know about the character, just from doing some research and obviously seeing some of the stuff in the trailers, America Chavez, she's able to transport from different multiverses, like through her power set. And I think she comes from like a particular universe where her world's been destroyed and she's trying to fix it by going back into, getting help from different Avengers of a sorts. So again, they can do a completely 180 and switch to origins. But the biggest thing I know that they will be implementing with her is that she will be a pivotal character to help Doctor Strange and Wanda transport to different multiverses to stop whatever the big threat is, which right now, a lot of us are assuming that it's this person here, the one, the only Wanda Maximoff. Now, right now, I mean, everything that I'm seeing, she's gonna steal the film, which again goes back to my kind of nervousness of the film, is like Doctor Strange not being a pivotal character in his own film, and I think that's why they had to boost his roster, add more of these America Chavez's, Wanda Vision, or Wanda, maybe Vision makes an appearance. We have the Illuminati's in there. I think they really want to say, hey. And again, I know there's people that love Doctor Strange, but I feel like Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel to me are the two in the last 5 or 7 years as far as new big characters. They didn't make the impact that I think Marvel wanted them to. So, a la you see in their next films, Doctor Strange has variants and Illuminati and Wanda to really kind of boost up that excitement, as well as, obviously at this point, there's so many Avengers. Some people have to be included to kind of make their narrative continue to move on. And I feel like we're missing a character for years. So I think Doctor Strange has had that. And then Captain Marvel, we already know Miss Marvel is going to be in her movie. Photon, as far as Monica Rambeau is going to be in her movie. Who else? There might be other Avengers in her film. So I think, there's certain characters that needed that boost to really kind of make people excited and see their film. Thor had that in Thor Ragnarok with the inclusion of Hulk and obviously Loki and Valkyrie and all that stuff. So I think there are certain characters that need that boost of excitement. I think of Batman as well, a la while we're getting Kang. You might be getting some Fantastic Four in their films, hence why they pushed up the release date. But again, you all know I can talk Marvel for hours. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what this film has to offer. But I think the MVP of the film at the end of the day will be Wanda Maximoff. I think Wanda is going to have the best story, the best arc, the most motivations. We all know, if you've seen WandaVision, she has some kids that she really cares for and loves. And unfortunately, without giving too much away of WandaVision, let's just say it didn't work out for her, right? So I think out of all the characters that we've seen so far, that we know from the film, as far as leading the movie, I think Wanda's going to have the most impactful story in the narrative, if you ask me. And that's different variant versions, different personas, different point of views that she's going to offer. I'm really excited to see what she does in this film. And like I said, I'm really the two most characters that I'm really more excited to see than Doctor Strange himself is what America Chavez is going to bring to the MCU, a la the Young Avengers, Kate Bishop, Yelena, everything that we got from the Loki series. And I think that she will be part of the next phase of Avengers. And then this bad mother effer there, Wanda Maximoff, is going to wreck some shop, and I am all here for it. So again, just to let you all know, I will be seeing this film tomorrow. I might do like a live stream before I go in the theater, just to kind of really spew out more of my thoughts that I read, or let you all know how I'm feeling about the film, and just maybe give like a final predictions before I see the film. So that might be something we'll do tomorrow, but neither here nor there. I'll be seeing it tomorrow, 7 p.m. Reactions on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter just so you can get my non-spoiler reactions of the film. Monday night. Tuesday night, I'll be doing my non-spoiler review, and then we'll be doing like a spoiler review later in the week, and then a spoiler stream live discussion this coming weekend. So a lot of Doctor Strange coming this week, to say the least. So let me catch up to the chat, see what you all are talking about. If you all are excited for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Hey, Elliot, have you checked out Shining Girls? I have not. It was one of those situations where I have so many shows and movies I've been catching up with in the last week. As you all know, we watch Atlanta. We do weekly reviews for Winning Time. We're doing We Own the City. what's the Amazon show? Outer Range. So I'm covering like 4 or 5 shows right now. So it just was one of those things where I had to make a business decision and didn't just have time to watch it. But hopefully, maybe once one of these shows in, I can catch up with it. If it's really good, let me know if it's good. If it's worth checking out. Everyone I hope everyone's having a great day as well. What's going on, B? How we doing today? Brandon from Just My Opinion Review, showing some love. As you can see, get a thumbs up. Appreciate it, Brandon. Hope you're doing well, man. Hopefully, if time allows it, I can join you a little bit later today to talk about some movies, movie news from your movie roundup that you do every Sunday. Are you excited for Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. June, I want to say, is when it's coming out, and we covered Only Murders in the Building. We'll be back talking season 2. I had so much fun covering that show, and being part of that community and the conversation. So, oh yeah, we'll be back for season 2, definitely. All right, nice. I'm very excited to really get into the discussion this week with Doctor Strange. Brandon with the love, the super chat, the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Brandon. Love these lives. Keep up the great work. You guys give the video a thumbs up. Doctor Strange, baby. Hashtag movie files. Yes. Thank you, Brandon, for the love and support, man. And like you all see in the comments there, the hype is real. Doctor Strange is coming out this week, and I'm really excited to get into this film. But again, much love and appreciate the support, Brandon. If you guys aren't already following Brandon, definitely do so. Great content creator, but a great person as well. So definitely check him out. Yep, thumbs up for sure. Haley, I would love to hear your thoughts. So it has ended. Okay, I'm gonna have to squeeze it in there some way, somehow to check it out. But from what I've seen, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I love a good love story and a story of like coming together and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take some time and figure it out. I'm currently rewatching WandaVision. Can't wait to see Wanda again. Elizabeth Olsen. Oh, she's so great. She's so great. I mean, the performance she gave in that show is fantastic. What's going on, Mo? How are we doing today? Hope you and Pay are killing it as far as just being two awesome people in the universe. Hope you guys are doing well, Mo. And look, your boy is wilding out. He got his vest on, but he's chilling right now. David, new Barry tonight. All members of Barry. Yes, we will be talking Barry tonight. Another show I'm covering. So like I said, I'm covering like 6 shows right now. So time is of the essence. But yes, we will be talking Barry episode 2 tonight. But again, let me know in the chat how we are feeling about Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. Madness is here. The madness is here. But let's move on to what else is coming out this month of May. Coming out on May 13th, which is 2 weeks or a week and a half, next Friday, Firestarter, which is coming to theaters as well as on Peacock streaming at the same time, which I don't know, might speak to the quality of the film, but we'll talk about that here in a second. So this is obviously based on a Stephen King novel, or as they say in the headline, a masterpiece. I haven't read it, but I've seen the film. It's been many, many years. Like I saw it when I was a kid. Don't really remember too much about it except for, this person here who is young Drew Barrymore, look at this. Let's look at this. I don't know if I doubt that. I think this is his own iteration. I don't think there's any connections to it, but I mean, this is a pretty spot on, casting there. If they are, again, I haven't seen the film. I really don't even know, if I haven't even seen the trailer, from being honest with you. Also, I don't know if it's picking up the pieces from that original film or if it's its own thing, or like I said, maybe this is her daughter. I don't know. Now I'm just kind of speculating for a film I haven't even seen the trailer for. But we got Zac Efron and this young lady here who, by the way, I've only seen one of her projects, which was she was on the latest season of or part 1 of American Horror Story. It was split into 2 different. It was one season, but it was split into 2 different parts. And she was in part 1, and she was good. She was like an evil little girl, and she was really good in that show. So that's the only thing I've seen of her. So I know she can play evil. If that was anyone's concerns out there, based on my experience with her, she can definitely hit those sensibilities as a young actress. But I will say this: Zac Efron, he's someone that had his time in the sun, right? Growing up and doing the whole High School Musical. He's had some interesting roles in his career. Like for me, my favorite Zac Efron performances have come from the Neighbors franchise. Didn't see the Hugh Jackman musical with him and Zendaya and Rebecca Ferguson, Greatest Showman. But I mean, Zac Efron, man, I felt like at this point in his career, he should be more popular. I don't know. I think he needs to reevaluate his agents, because I think he should be a bigger movie star than what he is. He's a good actor, man. This is another movie, Paperboy, I think was the name of it, that he was good in. Really good cast there. So yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I don't plan on seeing Firestarter. But if I get a screener link or something, I might take a peek at it. But let me know in the comments again. Yeah. Let me know in the comments if Firestarter is something you all are excited for. And if you are, will you be seeing it in theaters or staying at home watching on Peacock, or both? You'll see it in theater, come home and watch it that same night. Let me know if you all are excited for the new horror film, Firestarter, starring Zac Efron and this young girl who might be the daughter of Drew Barrymore. Again, I have no idea. But let me know in the comments if you all are excited for that. But let's see. Let me before I move on, let me see if anyone's excited for this film. What do you expect for season 4? I don't watch All American, but I heard it's good, so I can't answer that question. They are not talking about Firestar. Yeah, I think it's one of those, like, let's just go ahead and just take a loss. Because there's another film by the same company that's coming out this month that I know a lot of people will be excited for. It was a show as well, if you remember correctly. Firestar was a show. I didn't know it was a show. Which I guess makes sense. A lot of Stephen King films back in the or books turned to films and then became shows. So it doesn't surprise me. But yeah, Firestarter. Not that excited. Neither. It doesn't like you all are as well. So let's move on and talk about a film that I am excited for. And that is on May 20th on a Friday. We got the new Alex Garland psychological horror thriller by the name of Men. Now, Alex Garland, if you all do not know, is the director, as the poster says, of Ex Machina and Annihilation, which are two excellent films in their own way. He also is a writer. I believe he wrote, if it wasn't 28 Days, it was 28 Weeks. He might have wrote both. Fantastic individual. Like, I love, again, like I said from the poster, Ex Machina is one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time. Annihilation was such a trippy film, and I love that movie as well. Two films that I revisit, not as often as I would like to, but I've seen them quite a few times in their own right. And I love what Alex Garland has to offer as far as the sci-fi elements he has to his films, the emotions, the visuals, the storytelling. It's always kind of like especially Annihilation, that film, the way that film ended was such a cool way to end that film. But this one here, man, you got my girl Jessie Buckley, who I'm a huge fan of. I think she is just such a fantastic actress. She really just delivers in every single role I've seen her in, and I'm just really excited to see what she has to offer in this narrative. Again, for you all that might not be too familiar with it, let me pull up the synopsis here. So basically, man, stars Jessie Buckley as a woman who goes through a solo vacation in the English countryside after the death of her ex-husband. It also features Rory, who's this actor here who I've seen in not Mission Impossible 007. He was also in what was that one TV show that he was Frankenstein? It was like a werewolf, and Eva Green was in it. It is literally on the tip of my tongue, but neither here nor here. He's a great actor, and he's playing like all the men in the film, which is very interesting to see what that kind of ties into. But yeah, like I said, this was something that's on my radar. I'm hoping that I get an opportunity to see it in theaters with other press screeners or what have you. But that is A24's Alex Garland starring Jessie Buckley in Men, which is coming out in a couple weeks. So let me know if this is something that's on your radar. If you're an Alex Garland fan, if you are excited for this film, let me know in the comments, as well as if you're watching this on the replay. I'm really excited for it. Are you? Let me know in the comments. So before we move on to the next one here, just a friendly reminder, if you're watching this live, I appreciate every single one of you all. We got 22 of you all coming in here strong, showing some love and support, and I can't thank you enough. So just a friendly reminder, hit that thumbs up if you didn't already, as well as leave your awesome comments in the live chat. Again, if there's a movie that I'm mentioning that you're excited for, let me know your thoughts on it, your excitement level for it. If there's a movie that I didn't mention, go ahead and leave that in the live chat. Maybe give me a synopsis and who's in it, who's directing it, and we can talk about that briefly. So definitely keep the live chat going, and of course, share the video. If you have anyone that's interested in movies and shows like we are, and you have an Instagram or a Twitter, just hit that little share button. And if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to share it out to your audience, just let them know, hey, Elliot from Movie Files talking new movies. You want to know what's coming out this May? Check them out. So definitely do that. And then, of course, if you're watching the replay, if you can do the same, much love and much appreciated if you can do that. So let's move on to our final two films. And before we do so, let me see. We got some extra comments in here. Let me catch up. Let's see. Jesse, she was in Fargo. What season was she? She was in the most recent. She was in season 4, which I actually watched and reviewed. That was her, and when she was the nurse. Yep. I remember all that. I didn't like the way they ended her story though, but she was fantastic in that, and that was a really good season. It wasn't my favorite of Fargo, but that was a really good season. I'm really excited for the new one. But yeah, she was in that. She was great, and appreciate the shout out there, Jesse. She was great that show. Tim. You're the man. Thank you. It was Penny Dreadful. I couldn't remember the name of that show. What a fantastic show. Well, I can't say it was a fantastic. I didn't finish it. I watched up to maybe to second to last season before they wrapped it. And then they have like a spinoff that didn't do that well. But yeah, Penny Dreadful, when it was at its height, it was a really great show, especially for me being a horror fan and seeing all Dracula and werewolves and all the different legendary like kind of monsters they had in that show. It was a great show when it was at its peak. Let's see here. David says everything I want. Yes, David, you're preaching facts, brother. You are preaching facts. It is, as today, May 1st, it is my favorite film of the year. And I don't see how the film not gonna not be in my top 3 by the end of the year. I'll just say that. It's a great film. Reviewed it on the channel, and I can't wait to revisit that film when it comes out on Blu-ray, which hopefully is sooner rather than later. Well, actually, no, keep it in the theaters for more people to see it, and then drop it in Blu-ray for I can just watch it over and over. We'll probably do like a watch along for that too. That's how much I love that film. Michelle Yeoh was so fantastic. What's going on, Ashley? How we doing? No, you're not late at all. You're just in time. You are just in time. All right. So we talked about a Firestarter. we talk about Doctor Strange and all that stuff. So let's move on to the final 2 films that are coming out at the end of the month. And that is, let's start off with this film here coming out May 27th. Let me pull it up here. And this is a film that I'm curious on you guys' thoughts on this. And I'm talking about Bob's Burgers, the movie. Kind of in the same vein as, your Simpsons of the world, your South Parks of the world, an animated show. And I'm surprised we haven't got a Family Guy film, which just comes random thought. But Bob's Burger. So long story short, I have seen a handful of episodes. There was a friend of mine that was a big fan of it. She showed it to me. I watched it. It was funny. It was very quirky and awkward, and it has that type of comedy I like in these type of animated shows, kind of a more, mature comedy, some obscure comedy, some deep cut comedies, which I'm a fan of. So I enjoyed the episodes that I saw. Unfortunately, I didn't keep up with it. I don't watch animated shows as much, especially shows like this, as much as I used to growing up. Like I mentioned, The Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park, Boondocks, all this stuff. I was used to watch a lot when I was younger, but unfortunately, just kind of veered away from it. But let me know if you all excited for it. I know this movie was in the works for years, and it got pushed back, obviously, for the stuff going on in the world the last few years. But let me know if you all are, number one, if you're a fan of this franchise. I don't even know if they have new episodes. I think they still come out on Fox, if I'm not mistaken. But let me know if you're a fan of it. And then, of course, if you're a fan of this film, or franchise, are you excited for this film? Are you hoping that it does well? Do you think there's an audience for it? I mean, coming out in late May, especially for going against this next film I'm going to talk about, is there a lot of people that's going to be seeing it? I don't know. Should it have been I don't know if they would have put it on streaming, because it's obviously Fox and Disney owns Fox, put it on Hulu. I don't know. I'm very, very intrigued to see what this does as far as the numbers go. But speaking of numbers, this is a film I know is going to do well because, listen, I have to admit, this next film here, which, by the way, you can see on the screen, is Top Gun Maverick. I've only seen this film twice. Now, I saw it once when I was super young, didn't remember it that much. I'm a big Tom Cruise fan, so I remember, Tom Cruise was cool in it. But it wasn't until I was talking to this young lady for a couple months or whatnot. Her and her family were big into this franchise. And like one of our like first, like second or third dates or whatever, she took me to go see this in theaters. They had like it was during the summer, I want to say last year out here in St. Louis. They had it in theaters, and I got to see it in theaters. And when I saw it in theaters, it was fantastic. I own the film actually too. I'm going to revisit it before I see this one, but I'm hearing great things about it. As we all know, or maybe not know, last week they did, show the full movie in its full glory last year at CinemaCon, or last weekend at CinemaCon. And the word around town is that this is not only a great film, it's a great sequel to a film that people love, obviously, and adore. But some people are saying, and I'm talking about people that are fans of the first one, some people are saying the second one's even better than the first one, which I'm here for because I appreciate it, especially seeing in theaters the planes and the 80s and the volleyball scene and the score and Goose and Maverick and obviously what happens to Goose, no spoilers, but we see what's going on there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it and I'm really excited for this new one. The director, whose name's Jonathan, I don't want to say Krasinski because I know it's not Krasinski. I know it starts with a K though, but he directed Oblivion, which visually stunning. Wasn't the biggest fan of like the narrative in the film, but visually stunning. He did Tron Legacy. He also did another film. It's like a fire film or something, but he's a great director, man. I'm really excited to see what he's doing because I know visually he is like a very visual, great storyteller. And then again, this guy here, I mean, come on. You need to feel the need, to feel the speed, man. I mean, come on, Tom Cruise, you got a great young cast here. He's always pushing the envelope to make sure, and this is what, putting his personal beliefs, his religion aside, man, I've always respected how Tom Cruise wants to bring the audience the most authentic, most action-filled experiences ever. And I always appreciate about him. And I've seen a couple behind the scenes of this film. Like, this is him. This is him in the cockpit, man. This is him doing these stunts. This is him bringing out that authenticity, bringing the action, bringing the fun, bringing just the summer films are back, man. That's what I'm more excited for than anything. Of course, obviously seeing a good film, but I am very excited for it, more so than I was when I heard it was announced, because from when it was announced, I've seen it in theaters. Obviously the news is recently coming out that it's a great film, gets me excited. So listen, man, Top Gun Maverick, May 27th. I'm here for it. I'm hoping that I can see it maybe slightly early via press. If not, this is something that I will be willing to go literally pay money to go see in the theater, just because I know what Tom Cruise can deliver, and I'm really, really excited to see those plane shots and the action and see what it has to offer. Because like I said, I'm hearing great things about Top Gun Maverick. So let me know in the comments, especially if you're watching this live. Bob's Burgers, Top Gun Maverick, which one of these films will you be seeing on the 27th? I know which one I'm going to be seeing, and that is this film here. But hey, no right or wrong answers. But let me know again your thoughts on Bob's Burgers, your thoughts on Top Gun Maverick, your thoughts on Man, your thoughts on Firestarter, and of course your thoughts on this behemoth of a film, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But you know what? Let's have some fun. Out of all those films, who's going to win the box office? I think we all know it comes down to two: Top Gun Maverick and Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange will win the box office, but I think Top Gun Maverick will do very well financially in the box office. But I think Doctor Strange will win that film. But the question I have for you all also, and no disrespect to other films, but I think we can all safe to say that Doctor Strange and Top Gun are the most exciting films out of those movies coming in theaters. And no disrespect for the other movies whatsoever. But which film do you personally think will you enjoy more? Doctor Strange or... Let's scroll it down, or Top Gun Maverick. Which one of these films do you think, from your personal taste in films, your excitement level of these franchises, which one will you think will win the box office, and which one will you ultimately think you would like more? Let me know in the comments. Let me answer my own question. I think Doctor Strange will win the box office. I think Doctor Strange, if this plays out the way I think it is from word of mouth perspective, I think this is easily $1 billion movie, and maybe even more. I don't know if it's going to get the Spider-Man numbers, which I think was 1.8, if I'm not mistaken, but they'll be like 1.3. It's going to double the amount that the first one did. Like the first Doctor Strange one did like 560 million or something like that. So I think Doctor Strange will win the box office, but I think Top Gun Maverick, when it's all said and done, when it's 45 days to the theater, and then it's going to be on Paramount probably in 45 days, or Peacock. I think when it's all said and done, 500 million, which is huge for this film. Don't go look up when it came out in the 80s. Obviously, inflation's different, but I think Top Gun Maverick will be $500 million minimum. So I think it's going to be very successful, especially when the word of mouth comes out. So let's see what you all are talking about before we get into streaming with Netflix and what's coming out there. So let me show you where we at. All right, here we go. I will be there for Bob. I like, okay, that's what's up. Again, they still have new shows. Yeah, like I said, I liked what I saw. I just didn't keep up with it, but I had a good laugh when I saw it was like 4 or 5 episodes that I watched. I never got into Bob's Burgers. Gotcha. Have you or will you go? I wish I didn't go, but I mean, I'm telling you, speaking manifesting things, I'm a big believer in that. One of these days I feel like I'm going to be covering CinemaCon for you all here from Movie Files. So book it. I'm not saying next year, not saying the year after that, but one of these days I hope to be covering that for you all. But yeah, let's speak that into existence. Yo, what's going on, Jake? Doctor Strange will win. Yep, I agree. Should you? Yeah, let's do a poll. Good. Look at you. You need to be my PR. You need to be my publicist. Let me do a quick poll. Go ahead and again leave your thoughts and comments in the chat while I create this poll right quick on the YouTube. Oh, I got to do it on the computer. Let me go to YouTube right quick. Let's go to this stream and let's put that poll up there. That is a good question. That's a good poll to put up there for the folks at home watching us live. Have some fun polling. Do some voting here. All right, let me create the poll. Let me see. We'll go create a poll. I guess should I do which will be the better film, or who's gonna win a box office? Let's see. I think it's gonna be which film will be better. Which film will be better? Of course, it's subjective, but let's have some fun. Doctor Strange 2 or Top Gun 2. All right. Ask your community. Boom. It is in the chat. The poll should be live. It should be live. Let me make sure that it's popping up on let's see. Does it come up? And again, the question, no right or wrong answers, but just from your sensibility as a lover of film, did not come up. Which film do you think will be better? Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness or Top Gun Maverick? Did it not pull up my poll? Did it not do it? Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, we got 7 votes so far. So yes, let's see what the people at home, what they think. I'm not going. Can I vote? Maybe I shouldn't vote because I'm the person that created the vote. I think personally, I'm going to personally enjoy Doctor Strange more because I'm more invested in the MCU. Again, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of Top Gun, but I'm not I know there's people out there that this is their religion. This is their Super Bowl. This is their end game, right? And it's not that for me. I'm very excited for it because I am a Tom Cruise fan and I did enjoy the first one. But for me personally, I think Doctor Strange will be the better film because number one, it's continuing the narrative that we got from 2008, and it's number two going to be opening up the multiverse, which I'm a sucker for multiverses and wormholes, black holes, all that stuff. To me, it's just so fascinating. So I think I'm personally going to enjoy it more, but I think I'm going to really have a good time with Top Gun Maverick. If I like Top Gun Maverick more than Doctor Strange 2, that might say something, but it doesn't. At the same time, that might just say how great of a film, that might be. So what's going on, Raheem? How we doing? Okay, so Lizzie, she voted for Doctor Strange, which shout out to you too. Jumping into the stream again, we got some people that's just joining us, Jake being one of them. Yo, Raheem, we got Lizzie in the building, we got Travis in the building, Doctor Strange by a mile. We got W saying Doctor Strange. Okay, we got so it looks like that. Doctor Strange is winning this battle so far. I have a little bit of Marvel burnout, but getting ready for the next chapter of Thor and Guardians. So that's what's up. Yeah, I don't have any burnout, but I can understand where you're coming from. But I'm excited for those films as well. Let's see if Fantastic Four and X-Men. W. Listen here. Well, this isn't a spoiler. This is in the trailer. There's already a mutant in the film, and we could say maybe two because WandaVision might have alluded to Wanda being a mutant, but Professor X. So we got one X-Men, right? At least one that we know of from the trailer, obviously. And then there's speculation about Fantastic Four, maybe one being in the film. We'll see. But if they give us multiple X-Men, multiple characters in Fantastic Four, I think you are one, because that's word of mouth, right? Like, you ain't see Doctor Strange? You ain't see who was in that? Yeah, you're right. You are right. Tim Ozark had me like, where's the episode? Which, by the way, Tim, appreciate the comment there, because I'm a big fan of Ozark. I did a spoiler-free review that's on the channel now, and after I'm done shooting this awesome live discussion we're having, I'm going to be editing my spoiler review, and it's really not like a full season. Well, it actually kind of isn't. It kind of isn't. My review that I'm dropping tomorrow will be a review of the final episode of Ozark, diving like scene by scene, giving you all my thoughts on how it all played out. Obviously not spoiling it here, and then within that video, I kind of talk about just other stuff that happened led up to that point. So and it's like almost 30 minutes long. So it's a really detailed conversation that I had in that video. So keep an eye out for that from my Ozark fans out there that have seen the entirety of season 4, part 2. Keep an eye out for tomorrow, probably morning or afternoon. Excuse me. I will be dropping a spoiler discussion on that final episode of Ozark. Down to Abby. You know what? Not the disrespect on my end, right? That film will be coming out May 20th, 27th, one of those days. So I think you're right. Downton Abbey will be they're gonna crush it. They're gonna crush the box office. So yes, what's going on? How we doing today? Don't I just need a good Storm. Oh, man, if we can get Storm. Black Panther 2. Oh my gosh, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I finally watched Ted Lasso. By the way, crazy, it took me so long to watch it. Like you, I'm a huge fan of Apple TV, but holy smokes, awesome show. Exceeded my expectations. They were high, amazing show. Lizzie, the show's fantastic. I love Ted Lasso. I did have a little bit of a mishap with Ted Lasso. I covered all of season 1 week by week, had a fun time doing it. Was covering season 2, and then I got hit by a copyright strike for no reasons. You all know my content doesn't have like videos in my video. I just have like screenshots, right? And then like WB hit me like saying I had copyrights, and they blocked the video. They gave me a strike on my channel. It took like 2 weeks for them to respond. They released it because there was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with my video, but I was kind of salty. I'm not going to lie. So I stopped reviewing Ted Lasso. I think I reviewed it up to season episode 6. And I was like, man, after that, man, I ain't going to watch it. I watched it. I still watch it, but I didn't review because I was just kind of salty. And also I was kind of like, damn, I don't want to put out my next review and they do the same stuff all over again. But all that being said, I will be back covering Ted Lasso season 3 when it comes out, I think next year or the year after that. But yeah, great show. Apple TV Plus. Fuego. I love it. I might be completely wrong, but millions of people have been waiting for Top Gun sequel for literally decades. And when David throwing in the fire, he's saying this is a sequel that's been it has been decades. You are right, David. And my only rebuttal, David, is and we'll see this obviously. I think there's enough evidence that sometimes when sequels take so long, they don't always. The audience is maybe not as excited as they would have been if this film would have came out 10 years after, in the 90s or maybe in the early 2000s. But we'll see, man. But if Doctor Strange loses, and it's not a bad thing, but if it does lose to Top Gun, that might shake up some things, because I think Doctor Strange to me is printing money. It should be $1 billion movie easily. I don't see Top Gun doing $1 billion, man. I don't see I really don't. None of the Mission Impossibles have done $1 billion. So I don't see how this film that's, almost 20 something, almost 30 something years later is going to make $1 billion. But hey, David, I could be wrong. I hope I am. I hope this movie does crazy numbers, but I think Doctor Strange is going to kick its ass in box office, but we'll see. Did you watch Coda on Apple TV? Your boy dropped a tear. Oh yeah, I watched it, reviewed it on the channel when it came out. It was one of my favorite films of last year. Very, very much enjoyed that film. Don't know if it I don't want to say deserved, because who am I to say if something deserves something, but I don't think I think another film should have won Best Picture of last year. But a shout out to Coda. Apple TV Plus got the first streaming movie to win an award. That is pretty crazy. All right, we have some good times here, but let's get back into the conversation. Let's get back into what's coming out to streaming again. We talked about all the films coming out. Let's transition to what's coming out on the streaming platform, which, Netflix, man. Ooh, what is going on? What is going on there? They are just losing subscribers left and right. But hey, maybe May will get some people to come back. I say it like I work for Netflix. Maybe more people will come back to Netflix after things like we're going to be discussing now. So coming out May 11th, we have a documentary by the name of Our Father. If you all don't know, man, this is sick. This is sick, man. So pretty much you have in 1979 in a clinic in Indiana, and secretly this doctor that you all can see on the screen now, Dr. Weirdo, Dr. Devil, Satan himself, he had, listen to this, he secretly used his own semen to impregnate women who visited him, and claiming that the donations were for medical residents. What? What is going on? This sounds like a horror movie, but this actually took place in real life. And I think the actual doctor is going to be sharing his thoughts. Like, there was a movie, this reminds me, and there's been a couple movies of this, but most recently, there was a movie on Hulu. Oh my goodness. It had Eliza Glazer, I think it's her name. Eliza Glazer. I can't think of her name right now. She's in Broad City. Pierce Brosnan was the doctor, and then her husband was Justin Thoreau. And it was a similar thing that went down. I don't want to give too much away if you all haven't seen it, but it was a similar situation that went on. That's sick. That is sick. Let me know if you all will be checking out Our Father. I said Our Doctor. Our Father, which is coming out on Netflix on Wednesday, which is May 11th. Let's talk about that. I mean, that's terrible. That is terrible. But let's move on to something a little bit more lighthearted. and that is on May Friday 13th. I didn't even realize that. So for Friday 13th, we have a new comedy by the name of Senior Year. Now, this is Rebel Wilson. Yes, that is Rebel Wilson. Y'all remember her from those Pitch Perfect films, and she was in Bridesmaids and a couple other comedies. Yes, that is her. She has revamped herself. She's healthier. She's as healthy as she's ever been in her life, which is kind of interesting. That she, kind of plays into the narrative of this film. Essentially, what happens in this movie? If I'm not mistaken, in the trailer, she was in high school, super popular. She was a cheerleader, then she fell and hit her head, and she's been knocked out for 20 years. She wakes up in the hospital. She's obviously 20 years older. She has to go back to high school again, we've seen this before, right? She has to go back to high school and get her, her graduate from high school, but she also wants to regain some of those years that she's lost. Now, she won't be flirting with the kids in school, but I think she's going to be flirting with some of the kids that were in school with her that are now, teachers and principals and whatnot. So it's, we've seen this before a million times when someone goes back to high school and they try to regain some of that stuff that they lost, and they figured who they are at this point in their life. So it sounds like a nice, sweet story. And the trailer was kind of funny. I'm not going to lie. Netflix and comedy is kind of hit or miss for me, but I might give this a watch. Senior Year, starring Rebel Wilson, who, I'll be honest with you all, sometimes she fits, her jokes land. Sometimes they feel a little forced. But this might be something that might be one of those surprise feel-good comedies that's coming out on Netflix. Let me know if that's something that you all are excited for, and if you'll be checking out Senior Year coming to Netflix on Friday the 13th. So this next one here, your boy's a fan of, and I'm really excited for this third volume, which is, I'm talking about Love, Death, and Robots Volume 3, coming out May 20th on a Friday. Now this, if you all do not know, let me just tell you this. David Fincher and Tim Miller and a bunch of other great content creators as far as movies and TV shows and animators, they come together and they make some of the craziest, dopest, wildest, scariest, funny, just animated shorts that are range from 7 minutes to 13 minutes. And there's a whole bunch of different variations of animated, like 2D, 3D, almost, motion capture. I'm not a big, super deep cut nerdy person when it comes to animation, so I don't know all the other terminations that definitions of animation, but it has the whole gamut. It has every type of animated format that you can imagine. And there's stories that are kid friendly, there are horror stories, there are mature stories, there are sexual stories. and everything in between. It is a fantastic series. I think volume 1 was better than 2, but volume 2 was pretty cool. I actually got an invite to go to the virtual screening of it early, which fingers crossed we can do that again for this one. But I'm a big fan of it. It's a super easy binge, and it's just cool. It's just really cool to see all the different visual stories and visual storytelling and the different animations. It just blows my mind what they do with this show. So I'm going to be watching. Let me know if you all are fans of Love, Death, and Robot, and if you will be checking out Volume 3, which is coming out on May 20th. So let me know in the comments. So this one here, we're going to spend a little bit of time of, because this is a big one. Coming out May 27th. Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. Now, let's call a spade a spade. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. I think it's been 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, since Stranger Things Season 3 came out, which, by the way, the Stranger Things hate all of a sudden. I know that's like the cool thing to hate on things, but like I don't get it. But neither here nor there. I'm excited for this new season. My personal opinion, season 1 is still the best season of the entire show. Season 2 was a bit of a step back, but it was more of a setup season, and it kind of felt repetitive of the first season. Season 3 was fantastic. It was more on the line of season 1 for my personal taste. You know, going to the mall and Billy's inclusion and everything that went on with that character. I can't think of the character's name, but the daughter of Uma Thurman, Maya Hawke, Ethan Hawke's and and Uma Thurman's daughter. She was great. I really enjoyed her character. I can't think of her name in the show, but you know, her and the relationship she has in the show, and it was just really great. Season 3 really got back to what season 1 had to offer. But your boy's not gonna lie. These kids are no longer kids, ladies and gentlemen. They look like adults. And I mean, it is crazy that we have seen them grow over the years, and grow to, some of them have ventured off and done their own projects and done their own things. But I mean, look at my man Will with the haircut. Will, what's going on? But we got 11. We got, our characters coming back. We're going to get a little bit of origins of 11. We're going to be on this adventure, which seems to be diving deeper into the horror elements, which I'm all here for, especially from hearing from the creators. They're up in the ante. I think they said each episode, which explains why Netflix is bleeding money. Each episode, correct me if I'm wrong, $30 million, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been 10. I think it was 30. I might be tripping. I think I read somewhere that each episode was $30 million. What what? That's more than Game of Thrones was doing, which had dragons and White Walkers. Crazy. But I'm still excited for this show. I would be lying. Now, I'm not hating on the show. Like I said, there's haters out there of Stranger Things and whatever. I'm not gonna lie, my fandom has lowered a little bit because it's been so long. I mean, the same thing happened with Atlanta being gone so long, Barry was gone so long, Succession had a 2-year hiatus. Sometimes you lose that momentum, and we all know why it was delayed, because obviously what happened the last few years, and apparently every episode is $30 million, so it's like a movie. Each episode is a goddamn movie, so it takes years for movies to make. So imagine how long it took them to shoot this part 1 and part 2. But I'm still here for it. I'm excited for getting back into the world of Hawkins and exploring different, I think we're going to California this time, because obviously we know what happened at the end of season 3, which, speaking of, this guy's coming back. Harper's coming back. David's back to play the character, from Russia, from Love. We'll see what he's been doing, how he came back, what did he see in the Upside Down. And then this guy here. Robert Englund is in the show, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you talk about horror. I mean, this is Freddy. I mean, look, first off, his eyes are disgusting. I mean, I almost threw up in my mouth looking at that picture. He's in it, Freddy Krueger himself. And then this weird looking individual. Well, come on now. I love the practicality of this design of this creature. This looks incredible. People are speculating that it might be a fusion of Barb, maybe. Y'all remember Barb, Justice for Barb in season 1, and then Billy, and not giving away too many things what happened with Billy, but that sounds pretty cool if that is the case. This amalgamation of this disgusting looking creature, or it could be Robert Englund, or it could be all three, combined into a Power Ranger. Who knows? But I'm here for it, man. Like I said, I will never forget. No matter, this is my same way I feel about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, sure, it didn't stick the landing, but for me, I'm not gonna forget the greatness that Game of Thrones was, and the same thing goes for this show. Um, you all might forget the phenomenon that season one of Stranger Things. Like, this is what put Netflix on the map, if you ask me. This show was everything. It was, 80s to the max. It was the references. It was the nostalgia. It was the kids. It was the journey. It was the coming of age. It was the horror. It was the score. It was everything. It was everything. So I'm still a big fan of this franchise, and I'm really excited to see what they give us in season 4, volume 1. Part 2 will be coming out, I want to say, in July, if I'm not mistaken. And then season 5 will be the final season. And then I think I read somewhere, they got to milk that cow. There's going to be spinoffs. Probably 11 is going to have a spinoff. Probably the other characters, maybe lesser known characters will get spinoffs. Probably, David Harbour is going to come back and get a spinoff. Who knows? Hopefully they don't really diminish the franchise, but they got to milk that cow. But that is, I think that's the last one of, again, now I've only pointed out 1, 2, 3, 4 things that caught my eye on Netflix. And no, Netflix, they have 4 million things dropping a month. So those are the 4 things that kind of stood out to me. But let me know in the comments what movie that's new to Netflix, what TV show is new to Netflix that you all are most excited for. Let me know in the live chat before we move on and talk about some of the stuff coming to Disney Plus. What else do we have here? HBO Max, and then we'll wrap up with Hulu. So let me check in with the live chat, see what you all are chatting about. Let's see. All right. So David was going back to the Top Gun. Oh yeah, we read that. My bad. We read that. We read that one. All right. Let's see. Yep, we just talked about Stranger Things. Let me know if you all excited for that. Do you think they will show too much on Stranger Things? People will definitely. From what I heard of the first 20 minutes that they showed at CinemaCon, and some people that have seen it recently, it really gets things started, and it does a good job of explaining the multiverse. So I think Marvel will do a good job of explaining it. And of course, not everyone watched WandaVision or Loki, but if you've watched those shows that kind of established the multiverse and gave us a good idea of what to expect. We're going to talk about that here shortly. Yeah, suck, dude. Really happened. We're talking about Netflix. Hey, late to the live. No worries. I'm excited for Love. Yes, I'm glad we got another fan of Love, Death, and Robots. I'm a big fan of it. What's going on to you, Purple? Hope you're doing well today. Lucky they are appropriate age for seniors in real life as a show. Yeah. But I think I read, this is 6 months after season 3. And they were freshmen in season 3. So if we're 6 months after, they're sophomores. So I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know kids, especially these days, they grow like weeds. So it's going to take a minute to kind of get used to them looking so older. But, hopefully the story doesn't, it distracts from the age difference and the age gap there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm over the Stranger Things hype. I'll watch it because I want to see how it ends. Again, I understand it because, again, it's been so long. I get it. So I understand the lack of hype for it. I totally get it. Getting ahead of myself, new seasons of Umbrella Academy. Yeah, I'm really excited. We'll obviously be talking about that next month. Would you watch a 90s era spinoff? Yeah, if it's good story, good characters, for sure. And it depends on the characters if they want to do a spinoff. But I would, depending on how it goes. We'll see. Let's see. Stranger Things is gonna be worth every $1 million I'm gonna wine and popcorn. That's what's up. I mean, $30 million. It better look. It better look good. It better look good. I'll tell you that. Were they really? Oh wow! I thought every season was a school year. No, like I said, and I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I read that this is 6 months later after the events of season 3. Okay, Undercover Jedi. I don't know what that is, but let me know in the comments if it's worth checking out. Killing me. Oh, no worries. I know what you meant. Did you see the comment? Apple TV was Claire Danes. Oh, I'm a big fan. Tom Hiddleston. No, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to check it out. Appreciate the recommendation. Lizzie. Apple TV don't miss for me. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Appreciate that. So again, Netflix. Are we excited for what's to come, especially the big one, Stranger Things. Let me know in the comments. All right, so let's move on to the big one. Someone already kind of alluded to it, but let's get into what's coming out to Disney Plus. First and foremost, we got a season finale of a show that I'm a big fan of. If you all don't know, myself, Amanda, and Chris, we have been reviewing this show and having a good time doing so. I love interacting with them. But we're talking about Moon Knight right now. They will be having its season finale this Wednesday, which is the 4th, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. But season finale after that incredible season, or episode 4 that we got, or episode 5 that we got this past Wednesday. Whew, that was so emotional. We will be wrapping up the story of Mark Spector and Stephen Grant, and if there's a third personality. So again, this Wednesday, myself, Amanda, and Chris, 5 p.m. Central Time, we'll be talking about this finale, which I'm really excited for. I really do hope they stick the landing. Let me know if you all are watching Moon Knight, if you're excited for the finale. We also have another big thing to talk about. I just said May the 4th be with you. But before we get there, I don't have any pictures for this, but let me know if you are excited for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I know that's a Disney Plus original. I didn't really grow up on Chip and Dale's. It looks funny, but I might check it out if I have time. But let me know if you're excited about that. But let's talk about the big boy. Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi, ladies and gentlemen. After many, many years, he's back. He is back, and he is on Disney Plus. I want to say 6 episodes. I hope they're an hour plus long. Directed by the one and only Deborah Chow, who directed some of the best episodes of The Mandalorian. Fantastic mind, fantastic creator. And Ewan McGregor is back as Ben Kenobi, ladies and gentlemen. He is back. This is taking place, I want to say, I think 7 to 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, which we all know he took the high ground, and who won that war between him and this Darth Vader. I'm so excited to see this battle, this battle of the century, this rematch of a sorts, because obviously we know for Revenge of the Sith who won that first battle, and then we know how things ended in my favorite Star Wars film, which is A New Hope. You strike me down, I will always hunt you, which he ultimately does. But I'm really excited to see this story being told. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not I don't follow Star Wars as much as I know some people do, and I'm referring to the animated Star Wars stories, Clone Wars, Rebels, which I know a lot of the fans out there are familiar with some of the lore that was developed in those series, the relationship between Anakin and Ahsoka and Ben and Darth Maul and all that stuff. I've heard of it, but I'm not too familiar with it. So I'm very, and what I bring that up because I know this series will be touching on Inquisitors and the Grand Inquisitor and Reva and all. It's like that stuff to me will be new. So I'm hoping this show, and it's so funny because I felt this way about Marvel. Like when people are like, oh man, do I have to watch every Marvel show to know what's going on? And now I kind of feel that way with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, am I going to really appreciate the Inquisitors and all the Revas and all the stuff that they're going to be introducing? I hope it's a really good storytelling. I hope they really give Ben Kenobi, because he's my favorite Jedi. I hope they give him his justice, his story, because it was supposed to be a film many years ago, and obviously that got switched over in different iterations, different stories, different creators, and now we have this. I really do hope it's a good Obi-Wan Kenobi show. First and foremost, I hope it does justice to bringing Darth Vader to the small screen, right? I know he was in the animated show, but this is our first time seeing Darth Vader in a TV show of this capacity. And also, this is Hayden Christensen. He's coming back in the role, which will be interesting because, are they going to take off the mask? Because you don't bring him back if you're just going to use his voice, right? So are we going to get flashbacks and when him and Obi-Wan Kenobi, when they were actually brothers, through the Clone Wars, through the, Revenge of the Sith, are they going to explore that story? Obviously Luke is in this story. They're 10 years old. Are we going to get them in this series? I mean, man, that's a lot to ask for 6 episodes. And again, these better be an hour plus, if you ask me. But I'm very excited for it. This is we're getting lightsabers. I'm here for that. And I'm just really excited to see what they do with this series. I mean, we obviously know that Obi's not going to die. We obviously know Darth Vader doesn't die in this show. So, which makes me so curious about how this battle is going to end. Like, are they going to who's gonna win? Who is gonna win this battle here? Because again, me being such a big fan of A New Hope. Don't quote me, but verbatim. But there's a line in that film that makes it seem like the last time Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi saw each other was in Revenge of the Sith, right? So obviously, I don't know if they're going to retcon that or how they're going to play that. And again, how are they going to wrap up this particular fight? Because if you're Darth Vader, Darth Vader, you're out for blood. So how does he not kill Ben Kenobi? Are they gonna, I don't know. I'm here for it though. I don't know if I'll be covering it weekly, just because I've just noticed, like, for me, my content and my audience, they show the love and support, but those videos don't do as well as some of my other videos. Like, I know there's bigger channels that cover a lot of these Star Wars stuff, so I don't know if I'll be covering Obi-Wan for you all, but we'll see. We'll see. But either here nor there, I will be watching it. You best believe that. And I'm really excited to see Deborah Chow, see Ewan McGregor back, see whatever surprises they give us in this series. Qui-Gon, might make an appearance. There might be Force ghosts that Qui-Gon can come back. Liam Neeson's character. I'm really excited to see what they have for this show. And I don't know. I don't think they said they're doing a season 2, which will be interesting because, where do you go from there? But neither here nor there. Obi-Wan Kenobi, May 27th, which, if I'm not mistaken, is they're dropping 2 episodes, which actually, funny enough, is going against Stranger Things that same day. That's going to be a crazy weekend of just spoilers and just fun nerd talk. So I'm really excited for that. But hey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, May 27th, Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, the rematch of a century. Are you all excited for it? Will you be watching it? Let's talk about it in the comments. So speaking of the comments, before we move on to our last few streaming services, let's see what you all are chatting about. Yeah, Obi-Wan, let's go. I hope they don't mess up. Yeah, me too. Boba Fett, oh my gosh. That show was whack. I'm sorry, man. That show was so bad. Episodes 5 and 6 were fire, or 6 and 7, maybe. I don't know. The episodes with the Mandalorian were great. Everything else was just whack. They made Boba look like a punk. I'll just say that. He in that back-to-back. Oh my gosh. Oh, that show's trash. Midnight. Yes, it is fire. It is fire. I haven't yet to see. Watch season 2. You don't need to see Boba Fett. I'm telling you right now. Skip it. Well, damn it, you can't skip it because there's a Mandalorian plot in the story which is going to tie into season 3. So here, I'll give you a little tip. Fast forward to those episodes. You don't even have to see the rest of Boba Fett. Just watch the 2 Mandalorian special episodes and you'll be all good, my friend. It won't. I have a feeling with the Force that this show would be fire, especially in the hands of Deborah Chow. She's great. Moon Knight, OMG, Oscar Isaac blowing my mind. He's obviously crushing it and well deserved. Yeah, he's been great, man. He's been doing his damn thing. All right, so again, let me know in the chat. Obi-Wan Kenobi, are we here? Are we here for it? Are we excited for it? Let me know in the chat. But let's wrap things up and let's move on to HBO Max, which there's not a ton that caught my eye, but this is something I'm excited for. I'm going to try to maybe squeeze it into my schedule, but there's you all know I love a good murder mystery. Now this is a limited series on HBO by the name of the Staircase. Now, this is a series that has an all-star cast. Let me pull up a picture here. I mean, come on, that's Colin Firth. You have Dane and Han, and then obviously this amazing actress by the name of Toni Collette. Now, I don't have the synopsis in front of me, but from what I take away from the trailer, this is based on true events. They actually did a doc on it a couple years ago, which I haven't seen, but I heard was pretty good. But essentially, you have a husband and wife. Apparently, they're one of those, the Joneses, where everything looks good. They have a successful family. They have a loving home, and everything seems to be well, but there's secrets within the family, and particularly the husband and wife of the family. This isn't a spoiler because this is in the trailers. Again, this is based on true events. Something happened one night when these two got into a fight and Toni Collette's character dies. She ends up, hence the name of the show, is called The Staircase. She ends up at the bottom of the staircase and she's dead. The case is what happened that night. And then I guess from the trailer that I saw, all this stuff is unraveling, that there was some conflict in the relationship. There was maybe some abuse of the relationship. Maybe this clean, happy going family isn't as happy going as things appear. So like I said, murder mystery. I'm all about murder mysteries, especially on HBO. I mean, Mayor of Easttown, The Undoing, just to name a few in the most recent years, are fantastic. So they never miss, especially with the limited series. So I'm looking forward to it again. This is an HBO Max exclusive, which is still on HBO. But I'm gonna try to squeeze it into my schedule because I am a big fan of, like I said, this type of genre. I don't have the release date for some reason. I didn't put that up there, so let me look it up right quick. I want to say it's starting this week or maybe next week. Let me just look it up right quick, just to give you all an idea of when this show will be dropping, which is May 5th. Okay, so that's Thursday, this coming Thursday, actually. So let me know if this was on your radar and if you all are looking forward to The Staircase, this new limited series murder mystery. Let me know in the comments. So wrapping up this thing, and then we'll just wrap up with like a Q&A if you guys have any questions or whatnot. Let's move over to Hulu. Hulu. They have speaking of murder mysteries, another murder mystery coming out by the name of Candy, which will have an interesting kind of how they're going to do its show will be very interesting. So this, and I haven't seen this in a very long time. So Candy, first and foremost, stars Jessica Biel, who's a great actress, and it pretty much follows in the 80s. She's a housewife. Candy, in the new true crime thriller, the limited series follows the events that led to the murder of a Texas woman, Betty Gore, in 1980. This is a 5-night event which starts on May 9th and runs through May 15th. Now, she has been on her true crime shtick for a minute. I don't know if you all watched The Sinner. I have not seen The Sinner. I believe it's the same creators from that show, but I've heard nothing but great things from it. It's kind of like a true detective type of thing, which was on USA, and I think they had 2 seasons of it, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said in the synopsis, she goes by the name of Candy. She seems to be this, God-fearing housewife that is, very nice and sweet like Candy. And then she gets like caught up in this love affair with, I can't think of the actress name on the left of the screen now, but she has a husband and Candy has a husband. And Candy gets sweet on her husband and they have an affair, and she comes up missing. Not missing, but the wife on the left, she ends up dead. So was it the husband? Was it Candy? Was it both of them? Did they put a hit on her? That's what we're gonna have to find out. And again, this is the woman on the left is who Jessica Biel's portraying. And like I said, the thing that really kind of intrigues me, this is a 5-night event. So this isn't a week-to-week binge show. This is coming out on Monday, episode 1, episode 2, 3, 4, and 5, all the way through the week. So that's going to be really interesting to kind of test out that. Like they used to do that back in the day, like a 5-night event, 2-night event, crossover event, CSI and, whatever shows they'd be doing with those procedural cop shows. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how this does. If it creates enough buzz to have people watch it and have the dialogue every week or every day of the week, coming out May 9th to the 15th, sorry. Or if people are just going to wait till it's over and binge it later. I'm very intrigued to see this model, see if this is something that people will engage in. This will be a very interesting thing to kind of look into. So I have the screeners. Hulu sent it to me last week. And I'm curious on, again, if I can find time to add it in, but I'm wondering if I'm just going to watch it all and then just do like a review on Friday, or if it's a big enough audience, maybe I'll watch it, Monday morning, review it, that put it out Monday night, and then watch it Tuesday morning and review it that night. So we'll see if it's enough buzz behind it. But again, I like a good murder mystery. I know it's a true story, just like The Staircase. So I hope if I do engage in it, people don't spoil it. And again, they can do creative liberties. They can switch up the story and add more juice to the story to really make it more, exciting for a TV audience. So yeah. So with all that being said, that is it. That is our movie and TV roundup in regards to what's coming out in theaters, what's coming out on streamers, movies and shows. A lot to look forward to. Again, we talked about the Doctor Strangers of the world. We talked about the Top Guns of the world, Stranger Things, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Candy, The Staircase, and all the things that we discussed today. And this was a lot of fun. So before I head out, if you guys, because I'm gonna be watching in about an hour. I'm a playoff fan. I don't know who's winning right now between Boston and Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee get blown out, especially with the way that those boys are playing right now in Boston. But I'm gonna be watching that Phoenix, or not Phoenix, but the Warriors versus Memphis. That's gonna be a good series. So I'm gonna be watching that a little bit later and editing some videos. My Ozark and We Own the City. I'm gonna be reviewing that or editing that. So I'm gonna be here for another 10 minutes or so. So before I head out, let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments you guys want to add. Again, I highlight a lot of stuff, but let me know if I miss anything and if there's something you guys are excited for the month of May. And let's have some fun discussions. Again, for everyone that stuck through, we're about an hour and 16 going on 17 minutes here, and I appreciate you. These are so much fun doing these lives. I have such a great time interacting with you all, so I appreciate you. Again, if you haven't already, like the video, share the video, continue the conversation. Again, throw any comments or questions that you guys might have for me in the chat. And then again, if you can do the same on the replay, much love and appreciate it. So yeah, let me go over to the comment section and see what questions you guys might have, if any. Let's see. All right, so Silver, what is up? What up? Pretty stoked for Obi-Wan. Yeah. Same here, my friend. Same here. Very excited for both of those things. Brandon says 5-2. Oh yeah. And then Thursday. Cool. I assume you're talking about Doctor Strange, Brandon. I might be wrong. The Staircase is good too. Love the mystery, and season 2 of Only Murders in the Building in a couple months. Yeah, is it a couple months? I thought it was next month, if I'm not mistaken. It might be a couple months, but yeah, I can't wait for that. 4 seasons. Okay, because the only ones I was aware of were Jessica Biel, the guy, I can't think of his name, but he's a great actor. I can't think of his name right now. He's in Doom Patrol as Larry, and he was in American Horror Story. I can't think of his name, but yeah, I can't think of the other 2 seasons. Yeah, I know Bill was in. Was he in all the seasons? You know what I'm saying? Like people most like season 1. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember how many seasons there were, but I didn't know it was 4 of them. That's crazy. Let's see. I'm looking forward to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Love Ewan McGregor. Yeah, he's great. I'm so excited to get to see him. And no disrespect to George Lucas, but I don't think he used him like I thought. Ewan McGregor brought so much more than what he was given. I thought he was obviously not obviously, but to me, he was one of the standouts in the prequels. So I'm really excited to see. And I read an article when he was like, man, this is my first time seeing Darth Vader in the flesh, like obviously, sparring as far as his acting, seeing Darth Vader on set and seeing stormtroopers on set, because obviously when they were making the prequels, it was all like most of it was visual effects. So it's going to be really cool to see him like tangibly interacting with these things versus the CGI that he was given when he was doing the trilogy. So yeah, I'm really excited to see Ewan McGregor back in a role. Made for Love on HBO is one of my new favorites. Funny, quirky, trippy. Okay. Oh, yes, that's the season 2, right, of that show. I didn't get into season 1, but I heard it was pretty good. So that's what's up. I'm a maybe on Staircase. I've seen the doc and it's pretty good. So okay, I appreciate that insight there. The Return of the Scarecase. Nice. Let's see. I recently liked From on Epix, awesome, and now I'm watching Billy the Kid, unknown channel, but I highly recommend it. Lost Castle. Yeah, Epix. I don't have Epix. I know a lot of people were talking about From, and a lot of people know I love shows like that, so I've heard it's really great. I gotta find some time to check it. I don't have Epix though, so I don't know. Was it on Amazon? Let me know in the chat for those that watch From if all of From is on Amazon. Because again, I don't have Epix. I don't even know. Besides that show, what else has Epix put out? Let's see. W. Do you think that Showtime Plus will come out if HBO Plus does well? Showtime Plus? Doesn't Showtime already have an app and will come out if HBO Plus? This is new to me, W. What is HBO Plus? Is that like an extension of HBO Max? But I mean, to answer your question, if I'm reading it right, yeah, I mean, right now Showtime has billions that I know of. I know they did Dexter. I don't know if they're doing another spinoff of Dexter. I don't know if Showtime has enough IP to like warrant another, because I thought they had a streaming service already, but I don't know. I might be wrong. But I mean, everyone has a streaming service now, but I'm not too familiar with Showtime Plus and HBO Plus. I mean, streaming exclusive content. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if people are excited for it again, besides billions, I don't know what else comes on Showtime. So, has anyone watched Tokyo Vice? I have not. I haven't heard that much about it, too. If I'm being honest, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I have not seen it, to answer your question. Always a good highlight of what's coming. Thanks, Elliot. Thanks all. Oh, no problem. Thank you for showing support. If so, is it good? Yeah, I haven't seen Tokyo Vice. Great title too, by the way. I'm excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's my most anticipated thing for the year. That's what's up, AJ. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. It's not my most anticipated show of the year, but it's definitely top 5. It was in my top 10 when I did that video, by the way. Good afternoon, everyone. What's going on? What is up? What is up? If you're into true crime, under the bed, yeah. So here's another story. So I actually, behind the scenes, I've finally gained press access with FX, and I actually asked for that show like a couple weeks ago when I had a little bit more time on my hands, and they unfortunately, and not bashing press PR people, but they took a while to get back to me. And by the time they get back to me on this show that I requested, it was like the week of, and I had a bunch of stuff for work and obviously a bunch of stuff on the channel that I just couldn't watch it. So I have, I think they sent me the first 6 episodes, and I think there's 7 this season. And I just haven't found time to add it to the docket. And I think they're like an hour per episode, which is a lot. And also I heard it's okay. I heard it's not great, and of course it just started, right? I think it's the 2nd episode just came out this week. But Andrew Garfield's fantastic. Like you said, David, I'm a fan of true crime, and I heard there has like a religious undertone, like Mormons exploring that religion. So yeah, if I can find, because again, in the next few weeks, I have some shows that I'm watching that will be wrapping up, which will kind of free my schedule, and I might do one of those things where I might catch up to that show. But again, I might just catch it when it's done. But keep me posted, man. Keep me posted if it's something that's definitely a must watch, because I know you said it's a much watch series that just started. Disturbing, chilling, and very well done. I might have to find some time, David. But yeah, guys, like I said, we got another 5 minutes or so. I'll make it an even hour and 30 minutes. So another 7 minutes that will be live. So again, all those shows and movies that I mentioned, for the most part, expect reviews for most of those things that I mentioned. And of course, there's surprise things that might drop, things that I might not saw when I was doing the rundown here. So there might be other movies and shows that you can expect reviews for the month of May. Expect more live streams. We'll be talking, we got one more live stream for Moon Knight. We'll be having a live stream discussion for spoilers for Doctor Strange. Like I said, my Marvel and my Disney, like Star Wars content doesn't do as well as other shows. So I don't know if I'll be reviewing Obi-Wan Kenobi weekly, but we'll see how that goes. I might do like an episode 1 review, and if it does well, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But outside of that, I'm really excited for the other things that we covered. Top Gun, Stranger Things, obviously. So it's going to be a fun month, and I'm very interested to see how I do Stranger Things, because I've reviewed when my channel started. Season 2 of Stranger Things was out, and what I did for that, I broke it up into three separate videos. Like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I don't know if I'm going to do that again for this one. So I'm very interested to see what I do, how I'm going to handle the reviews for Stranger Things for this new season. If I'm going to do a live stream for it, I don't know. We'll see. But, of course, subscribe, hit the notification bell to see what I'm doing. All right, so Lizzie hitting me with the what's on Showtime. Yellow Jackets, which I haven't seen, but I heard it's great. Heels, which is that wrestling show. They're on Showtime. The Men Who Fell from Earth, never heard of it. Super Pumped. American Rust, don't know what that is. Your Honor, I heard that was good with Bryan Cranston. All newer show. Okay, cool. Again, I'm only knew like a couple of those shows, but Showtime to me sounds like a sleeper. Sounds like a lot of people like myself are sleeping on that network. So hopefully, more people can gravitate towards those shows. Anyone watch Severance? Well, first and foremost, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Yes, we watched some Severance. I had so I was late to the party. On the channel, if you want to get my thoughts on Severance, I did like a bulk review from episodes 1 to 6, and then I did a weekly review from 7, 8, 9. I did a prediction video before the finale came from my predictions of what I thought was going to happen. And then we did like a almost 3-hour live stream with myself. And I had people, I did like a live call in when I invited people to the channel. And we had like a discussion about the show. So to answer your question, yes, we watched Severance, one of my favorite shows this year. And again, if you want to get my full thoughts on Severance, I did multiple reviews on the channel and a live stream on really getting into depth on my thoughts. Have you seen The Northman? I'm excited for that. Also love your content. Well, thank you so much. And yes, I did watch The Northman. There's a review on the channel for it. You can check out my full thoughts, but let's just say, yes, I was a fan of The Northman. What was it? The Avenge Father. Save Mother, kill Fiona. I was a big fan. Yeah, you can check out my non-spoiler review. It's actually doing pretty well on the channel as far as viewership goes and engagement on that video. So definitely check out my thoughts. And if you guys haven't seen Northman, it's not for everyone, but it was for me, and I was here for it. But yeah, check it out. Will you be doing a recap review of the new Barry episode? Yeah, David. So if you didn't get a chance last week, I did a review on season 1, the premiere of season 3. And I said in that video that I will be doing a weekly, I'm trying to get comfortable. I will be doing a weekly recap and review for Barry. So yes, expect episode 2 review to be out later this evening, my friend. So yeah, I'm a big Barry fan, so for sure. What's up, Lou? I don't think that the poll question is fair. Wait. I don't think that poll question is a fair way. Too much Marvel bias. But every critic they'll circle. I'll watch. Yeah, it was. I guess I didn't even see the poll. I still got it running. I forgot that was running. Which, by the way, Lou, I don't know if you were watching from the beginning, but we had like a really deep dive and we were breaking down the movies Vera brought up I should bring a poll to see where people were at. I can't see it on my phone, so let me see if I can see. I gotta pull it up on YouTube to see what the final numbers were. Let's see. Because if David's still here, my man David was like, "Yo, I don't know what y'all sipping on, but Top Gun is one of the most anticipated movies in decades, so it's gonna beat Doctor Strange." So, but the question at hand was which will be the better film? And when I said better, it was like, which film do you think will be better, like from your personal taste? And looking at the poll, 82% say Doctor Strange. Okay, and we had 60 votes, so I appreciate you all engaging in that. So 82% of you all thought that Doctor Strange would be for your taste. 82% said that you think that will be the better film, and 17% was Top Gun. Okay, interesting, very, very interesting. So there you go. The people have spoken. And I said too, I think I'm gonna personally just and kind of like you said in your comment, I think I'm more invested in the MCU. So I think I'm gonna get more from just satisfaction of the narrative and the characters that I've come to grow and appreciate. So we'll see, but I'm very much excited, as we talked about earlier. I'm very much excited for Top Gun. The drop all at once model for streaming is what is hurting. Yeah, let's talk about that. And then to read the rest of your question. Communities thrive on weekly drops and enjoy much more. I barely engage with the season. It's over. That is a fantastic comment, Lizzie. We talked about this last week on Brandon's channel. Netflix is going to be fine, but I think, as you mentioned in your comment, I think Netflix is so stuck in their ways and that whole, it's not a dinosaur approach per se, as far as that drop it at once and gain a bunch of surge subscribers for that week or weekend. But I think we're at like you just mentioned, can you imagine the engagement of a show like Stranger Things dropping weekly, like Millie Bobby Brown, Finn Wolfhard, like on their social medias, hey guys, Stranger Things episode 3 dropping a day. What do you think's gonna happen to 11? Do you think her and I can't remember the other characters so goddamn long. Uh, uh, Jesus, what are some besides 11? Mike, do you think Mike and 11 will finally meet up? Like just silly things like that. Oh, that cliffhanger ending. Do you think, so and so will survive? Do you think, I mean, it would be so much fun to just have those discussions every week. Now, not every show that needs to be, weekly. Like I think some of the stuff that Netflix drops deserves the binge model, like a comedy, 30 minutes, quick comedy, like, what was that show? Russian Doll, most recent 30-minute episodes. Just drop it all at once, and not saying that it's bad to have it, like it's not diminishing the quality of the show, but I think certain shows just, doesn't have that weekly engagement, the weekly theories, weekly prediction type of model to it. So I definitely say I would think a Stranger Things has that. Ozark in it, but Ozark would have been a great weekly model in my opinion. I think The Witcher has that type of conversation around it. Someone mentioned Umbrella Academy earlier. So yeah, I think they have to switch it up, man. Do some shows that do weekly conversations, which I think, and I don't watch the romantic. I know they have a lot of not rom-coms, but dating shows. I know they do like weekly dating episodes on some of those shows. Like I don't know, I'm making titles up. The Island, is that one of them or something like that? But I know they're experimenting with it, but I think they need to really do that more with their TV shows. They're big IPs. So yeah, I'm totally with you there. Let's see, Buck. I like how Outer Range is. Yeah, that's a good point, Buck. I like that too. I like that we get 2 episodes on that show, and they're great companions to each other. Like the episodes that they drop tie so perfectly into each other. Obviously, it's an overarching narrative, but the first episode is a setup, and you get the payoff in the next episode, or they pose more questions in the next episode. So I do like that dropping 2 per week type of set that they do there. So I great comment there. What's going on, Donald? How we doing today, my friend? Movie Files thoughts on CW canceling Legends and Batwoman looking like a new regime. Superman and Lois, Stargirl, potentially Justice U, Gotham Knights is taking over in old with the new. Listen, once upon a time, your boy was a huge CW fan, and particularly in the Arrowverse. Arrow season 1, 2. A little bit of 3 was fire. I don't care what anyone says. Oliver Queen and the Archer, the Green Arrow was fire. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of my boy Flash, him and Reverse Flash, and all that stuff was great. I did see a season of Legends of Tomorrow. I enjoyed that. Quirky, weird, fun show. I didn't watch Black Lightning. I didn't watch Supergirl. I kind of fell off at that point of CW. At this point, as you just mentioned, a new regime, I think they just need to put all their stuff to HBO Max and just get that HBO Max quality, the HBO Max budget, HBO Max, just nature of what they offer in the shows. It might even mature the shows. I think a lot of the CW stuff just got too mushy, mashy, and too quirky, too crazy, and too wacky, and the productions got whacker, and I'm just making up words now, whacker. It just got bad. I don't know. But I mean, those shows, I've heard Superman and Lois is great. I heard Supergirl's great. I don't know what Justice U is, and Gotham Knights is a new show. There seems to be a pattern that 2-3 seasons, great content, and then once you get in season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like the Flash, they start to lose. So I'm not saying it's going to happen with Supergirl and Lois and Superman and all that stuff, or Stargirl, but I think they just need to put all that stuff on HBO Max and really up its quality and go away with the CW stuff and leave CW to Charmed and I don't even know what's on CW anymore. I haven't watched CW in years. Charms on there, I think. Riverdale, all that stuff, and just put all the DC stuff on HBO Max. Just make it uniform, make it easy, just find it all at once. But yeah, It doesn't to answer your question. I'm not surprised that those shows got canceled. I didn't hear too many great things about Superwoman. I know, or Batgirl. I know the whole Ruby Rose situation was pretty messy, and then Legends did pretty well. It was 5-6 seasons of Legends, which isn't bad for that show, especially all those like unknown characters to last that long was pretty successful. Bloods on Hulu is definitely something people should. Bloods, I never even heard of that. Okay, I have to look into it, man. Appreciate the recommendation. I like Outer Range too, and two at a time worked well. Ozark should have been much. Yeah, I would have loved if Ozark was weekly. I'm so sad that show is over, by the way. What's your prediction? What your prediction of where we'll be at the end of Doctor Strange 2 since the multiverse is just starting? The end of the movie, or where we will be, I think they're gonna have a similar conversation like they did in the comics. We're gonna have to kill Wanda. We're gonna have to Illuminati. That's a conversation they had. That's the conversation the X-Men had with Captain America and the Avengers. We're gonna have to kill Wanda, and then I think her daddy, aka Magneto, is gonna step in at the end, a la the whole what was it, Avengers Disassembled plot line, as well as kind of House of M. So I think we're going to end where Wanda's going to wreck shop. She's going to really F up the multiverse and really destroy some things. And I think there's going to have to be, because I think she's going to, Illuminati might not be here for much long, which will suck because I don't know. We'll see what happens in Illuminati, but I think they're going to have that conversation that Wanda's going to have to be dealt with, and her father's going to step in, and the X-Men are going to step in. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to get. And I think, as you just mentioned, we're just getting started. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like we haven't even got an X-Men, we haven't got Fantastic Four, and all the stuff that comes to those characters. Doctor Doom, Galactus. I mean, come on, people. We haven't even. Oh my gosh, we haven't even scratched the iceberg when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm really excited for that. That's where it fell off around me. Yeah. CW, not the best stuff. Agreed. I think they should go away with all the Greg Berlanti, DC properties, and move elsewhere. Yeah, I agree. And I think, and this sucks to say, but Greg Berlanti is attached to the Green Lantern show, if I'm not mistaken, on HBO Max. I don't think that's a good idea. Again, I know as I just mentioned, the first couple seasons of those shows were fire, but after a while, they get bad. So I don't know. We'll see. If you all don't know, I'm a huge DC fan, so it just hurts my heart when DC is just not figuring stuff out. Netflix was the only streaming game in town for the longest time, and now they've got mad competition. Of course, raising the prices did not help. Yeah, there's so many factors into losing subscribers. There's new streaming services. Their prices are higher. The quality is not that great, if we're being honest. Every now and then you'll get something fantastic, but most of the time they throw so much stuff at the wall it doesn't stick, which turns people off. We talked about the binging model. They need to switch it up there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done to really get them back to the top. Like, I still think they're going to be top 3, for however long streaming is going to be around, but they're not going to be number 1 for much longer. What's up, Justin? Let's see. Arrowverse crumbled under their own. Yeah. Well said, Justin. Well said. So yeah, we like I said, I said 10 minutes ago we'll be 5 minutes, but that's been 10 minutes ago. So if you guys still have any other questions, go ahead and shoot them in, and we'll go for a little bit longer. If you guys want to. The streaming wars is freezing crazy. Yeah, it is, man. I mean, everyone has a streaming service. Right now, to me, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus, Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu, Disney Plus, and Amazon. I'll put in that order. Those are my top 5. Those are the ones I go to. Those are my go-tos. And then there's everyone else. So, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy in these streets. Who do you think Feige hires to replace Watts and directing Fantastic Four? I see a wild card like, Atlanta, or Jordan. Woo-wee. Lou, I like the out of the box directors there. Great question. Number 1, the replacing of Mr. Watts. Very interesting. follow me here on this timeline. It's either Thursday or Friday. I think it was Friday. We got 2 announcements from Marvel. The first one was, which was a light announcement. Hey, Captain Marvel 2 and Ant-Man 3 will be swapping release dates, meaning that Captain Marvel 2 is coming out in July and Ant-Man's coming out in February of next year. That was the first news. I think it was that same day, which if we're saying Friday, they announced Jon Watts is no longer directing Fantastic Four. What comes out this Friday? Doctor Strange 2. Who speculated to be in Doctor Strange 2 in the Illuminati as a member? Mr. Fantastic. Who speculated to play that actor or play that particular character? John Krasinski. I don't know if this is a coincidence that all this stuff happens within this last few days with Doctor Strange coming out. Again, I'm just speculating here. But to answer your question, I wouldn't be surprised if John Krasinski, who might be playing Mr. Fantastic, is also directing Fantastic Four, which he may or may not be in a film that comes out next Friday. We'll see. And the reason I brought up the Ant-Man being bumped up a little bit, because if you're following me, if we do, just playing with my theory, if we do get John Krasinski in Doctor Strange 2 as Mr. Fantastic on next Friday, on this coming up week, seeing him in the role as an Illuminati member or whatnot, the next film, and I think that the Fantastic Four will be heavily involved in Ant-Man 3, because let's be honest, Hank Pym and Scott Lang and Wasp, what they gonna do with Kang? Nothing. But I'd say you can help them, Fantastic Four. So I think there's a lot of synergy going on with Fantastic Four. John Watts being released as the director to let John Krasinski come into the mix. Again, I might be speculating, theorizing, whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out. But I like your picks. I like Brad Bird, obviously, Iron Giant. He already did 2 Fantastic Four movies in The Incredibles, which was my personal favorite Pixar film. I also like Jon Favreau, who I think it would be so cool that he started the MCU, and it would be great if he brought in the first family of Marvel, which is, Fantastic Four. I also like, here's my wild card, because you got some 2 great wild cards. Greta Gerwig, I love her as a director. She does a lot of great stuff with family not family, like friendly, but Lady Bird was a coming of age story involving family. Little Women, she's doing the Barbie film, so I think she can handle an ensemble cast. I think she does a great thing of introducing families, dynamics of families, the turmoil and stuff that families go through. So there's my wild card. It's Greta Gerwig, Jon Favreau, and then Brad Bird, like you mentioned, and also, like I said, John Krasinski. We'll see. But great question there. Oh my gosh, you guys are coming with the bombs now. Thoughts on Ezra Miller's situation? In all seriousness, he needs help. It's very apparent. The stuff that WB is, the lack of interfering or stepping in and not saying anything, is very disturbing. We have not heard one thing from WB. The only thing that we've heard from them is that they debunked a rumor that they were meeting to talk about him, of this situation, which is just like, wait, you have someone make a press release saying that you're debunking a rumor that you're going to meet and talk about it, but you can't address the actual situation at hand. It's mind-boggling. So that's frustrating. And then the other aspect of it is, why is he still in Hawaii? Why hasn't his family or friends stepped up? Again, this isn't, to be fair, this isn't Warner Brothers' responsibility. Their job is to make sure that these actors who are getting paid are doing their job, which is making the movie. Now, obviously, what comes with that is contracts. You can't kill people, shoot people, this, that, and the other. But at the same time, they're not responsible for this grown man who's making these terrible decisions. So I think the situation as we currently stand hasn't been addressed. It's very unfortunate it hasn't been addressed, but I think it's time to recast him, which needs to be done. I'm very excited for The Flash. Again, guys, I'm a DC fan. Like I love DC more than Marvel. If you all didn't know that. So I really hope they address it and get it all situated, man. I really do. So, but great question, Justin. What am I looking up? Yeah, I will. Thank you, Lizzie, and you have a great day. Thank you for the recommendation. Movie File streaming service. Like I think I already gave you my top 5 streaming services, which I said was Apple or HBO, Apple, Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Are you excited for the new? Yes, yes, very much so. We got Blade, his voice at least in Eternals, so I'm excited to see him on the big screen or on the small screen in the finale of Moon Knight, maybe. Ooh-wee. Or maybe we'll see him on the big screen in Doctor Strange. Ooh-wee. I'm excited. Yes, Mahershala Ali, one of the best actors working. Blade is one of my favorite characters, so yeah, I'm very excited. I think Kang will show up in the post-credit scenes of it. That would be cool. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, because we've gotten him in Loki, and before we see him in Doctor Strange, I think we would need to see him in another film first, right? If he is the big bad of Phase 4, one of the big bads, it would make sense that he would have to pop up on the big screen prior to his introduction to Ant-Man. So I think Doctor Strange would be a good fit for that. Yeah, I think because he doesn't fit in Thor. Well, I mean, I can't say never, but I don't see narratively where he would fit in that story. Black Panther 2 is the other film that comes out this year. Kang and Black Panther. I don't know. Maybe I mean, there's a way to bring him into that narrative too. But I think what I'm getting at, I think we need another appearance by Kang before we see him in Ant-Man next February. So him being in Doctor Strange would not be surprising. Great news. And also, too, going back to that John Watts thing, and this is no disrespect for him. It's not that I'm not a fan of John Watts. I just didn't think. I think that there are other directors that can do Fantastic Four because I don't think John Watts has like a distinct style to him. And I think, not saying that Fantastic Four has to be stylized, but I think there's other directors that have better sensibilities that fit that narrative, in my opinion. But give it to Peyton Reed. I mean, sure. I know he wrote a script with them being in the 60s and whatnot. And I know he was like really championed to do a Fantastic Four, but he's another director where I have fun with the Ant-Man films, but I also think that there's other directors that can do it. But either way, or better yet, Marvel should repay the debt and give it to Edgar Wright. That would be crazy. Yeah, I mean, Edgar Wright's a great director as well. So yeah, good call. Is it possible Marvel has its own action directing team so that it could make some responsibility off the John Krasinski to focus on more? Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Russo brothers talked about all the time how they allowed the second ADs to come in and do a lot of the fight sequences for Civil War in Winter Soldier. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Vince Gilligan is a wild card producer, director, X-Files. For what? For Fantastic Four? Is my wild card pick director of X-Files, right? Well, I know he did those. So you're saying Vince doing Fantastic Four? Ooh. No, okay. Very, very interesting. I don't know if I would want to see him do Fantastic. I would want to see him if he would do a comic book in Marvel, comic book character. I don't want to see him do like Punisher or something like that, or Daredevil. Based on those IPs you mentioned. But yeah, I haven't. Is it good? That's the Sam Jackson one, right? I would love if Reed is a variant of Kane. Yeah, I mean, there's comic book ties to those characters. What is he? His cousin, second cousin, or something like that. So yeah. Our top choice. Oh, okay. Grant Gustin. No disrespect to Grant Gustin, but he had 9 seasons to do the Flash. I don't want to see him in the film, but good call. Zac Efron. I don't know. He's too cool for school for me in that role. I don't know. Ben Barnes, good actor. I don't really see. He's a great actor. I don't know. I see him in something else in DC, but not Flash. But that's a good one. Jacob Elordi, big fan of. Obviously, Euphoria. Too tall. I don't know. Too tall. Too good looking. I guess to be very. Not saying it badly. It has to be like this nerd type of guy. I don't know. I don't see Jacob in that role. Ty Sheridan. More Wally. I can see Wally. Dylan O'Brien's a good pick. I like him a lot. Liam Hemsworth. Jack. I don't know who Jack Lawden is. I have to look him up. Timothy Chalamet. That's an interesting pick. But those are some really great picks there, Lou. I appreciate the sharing those picks. Really good ones there. What's your opinion on the theory that the MCU is actually a post No Mutants world? Yeah, I don't know what the theory is, but if I assume no more mutants, like she already said the quote, no more mutants prior to the MCU, which I guess, how would that work? So I guess Wanda forgot that she said that because she did it at a young age. Yeah, I guess that can work. Or I mean, hell, there's variants of Wandas, right? So maybe another variant version of Wanda in another universe said no more mutants, which eliminated mutants across the multiverse. So yeah, no, I like, that's an interesting theory. And then what is our Wanda's welcome back the mutants and bring them back into the MCU? Yeah, that's a pretty cool theory. We'll see. Now Vince would be perfect for Ghost Rider. Oh, okay, yeah, he would be. Or the Defenders. Yeah, I think so. I like that call too. Swamp Thing does need some love. Swamp Thing's a cool character in the DC Supernatural. Constantine, Zatanna, all those characters need justice. I get it. Dark Justice. It is fantastic. I wish it was more than 6 episodes and had a second season. Oh, what was that question? It was fantastic. Oh, the Sam Jackson show. Awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, Swamp Thing is more. I didn't watch the show. I heard it was great though, and I heard it got butchered. Like they cut like 2 episodes, and they were supposed to get a season 2 and didn't because of like it was some weird story with Swamp Thing, right? It was like some tax credit that jacked up their finances. I don't know. I might be wrong, but yeah, I like Swamp Thing. Anyone bummed me out, but I guess it showed us. So I don't want to comment on that because for those that haven't seen the finale of Ozark, but also I'm going to be releasing my review, my spoiler discussion on the ending. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow, David. I'm going to be editing that tomorrow and putting it out tomorrow so you can get my full thoughts on that ending of Ozark. But I think that was the last question. What a fun time. Yeah, I said 20 minutes ago, hey, another 5-7 minutes. But look, you all are incredible. You are awesome. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And we almost went 2 hours. So go figure, because you guys are just, like I said, you're so incredible. And you guys have some of the best comments and questions and all that stuff. I really can't, not to get all mushy gushy, but I really can't thank you all enough for the support and the love and just being a part of this community. It means the world to me, because I just know there's so many other fantastic creators out there that I know you all are probably subscribed to and love and appreciate. So the fact that you all take the time out of your days to watch these movies or reviews that I do and live streams, so it means a lot. So with all that being said, you all are awesome. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream, breaking down all the new releases coming out for the month of May, all the new movies, all the new shows, and all the stuff that we talked about today. This was fun. We'll be back next month talking about stuff for June. And I'll be back for streaming purposes. I'll be back this Wednesday talking the finale of Moon Knight with Amanda and Chris. And then sometime next weekend, I'm going to try to put together a panel to discuss Doctor Strange, the spoilers. Probably Sunday. We'll do a stream on that. And then, of course, for Doctor Strange, keep an eye out for my spoiler-free review on Tuesday, my individual solo spoiler review probably Thursday or Friday, and then, all the fun stuff we talk about throughout the week. So tonight, Winning Time review for episode 9, Barry episode 2, tomorrow, Ozark series finale review, discussion, spoiler-filled talk, and then that night, We Own the City. And then Wednesday, Moon Knight, as we talked about. And then I've already talked about Doctor Strange. I'm just trying to think about the weekly schedule. Outer Range Thursday, Atlanta Thursday. And so busy week, fun week. Hope you all are subscribed. Hope you hit the notification bell so you can get all those alerts for all those videos. So with all that being said, hit that thumbs up. Have a great week. Let me see this last comment here. I'm trying to see if there's anyone that I'm like, oh, I like that. I mean, not saying that these are some really great picks. I'm just trying to see out of these ones, who would I want for Ezra or replacing? That's a great list, man, but I don't know if there's anyone that's, like, stands out to me. Logan Lerman maybe out of those, 'cause he gives me some Barry Allen vibes, but great list, though. Great list. I love the casting, which needs to happen. They need to recast him as fast as Flash. But with that being said, have a great week. Look at Cassandra coming in fourth quarter, last minute. But I appreciate you. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. Again, make sure if you haven't to like the stream, share the stream if you love what we had to say today. Leave your thoughts in the comments of this video if you're watching a replay. But yeah, I'll see you all tonight. Appreciate you all, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care, everyone.